We will now talk about another serious issue of internal security scene, that is demographic invasion of Northeast and West Bengal by the Bangladeshis. Before we come on the topic, we need to understand as to what does Northeast of India comprise of and what are the characteristics of this area. Northeast today is 7.8% of area of the country, but it has only 3.25% of the country's population, meaning it is very sparsely populated. The population of Northeast as per the 2001 census is supposed to be 3.2 crores, which means it is very sparsely populated. Density of population in the Northeast is 127 people per square kilometer, while in the rest of India it is 648. In Assam it is 340 people per square kilometers. However, in the mountainous area of Arunachal Pradesh and other states, it is just 15, between 13 to 15. There are a very large number of ethnic groups and subgroups in this area. The number of languages that are spoken in Northeast India exceed more than 400. Most of the languages do not even have proper grammar. All the languages themselves have different forms, meaning after every 10 to 15 kilometers that same language differs. And since there is no standardized grammar, it is very difficult to communicate with those people. Plains area of Northeast is less than 28%, meaning 72% of area is mountainous and covered by jungles. This is the main characteristics of the Northeast. And if you look at the Northeast before independence, meaning before 1947, most of the communications network of the Northeast, that is the roads and the railways, used to pass through the erstwhile East Pakistan, or now called as Bangladesh. Because of this, today, now that Bangladesh is independent, we are not able to go to the extremes of Northeast through the Bangladesh or through then East Pakistan. So distances to places such as Mizoram, Manipur and Tripura has increased 7-fold as compared to the earlier distances. After independence, there were only 2 states in the Northeast. One was Assam and second was Tripura. All other states like Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, which are basically hill states, were created after 73-74. Today we have 7 states of Northeast, and these are starting from the north: Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Tripura and Meghalaya. And of course, Assam is the biggest state today in the Northeast. Another characteristics of the Northeast is just 2% of the Northeast border today is with India, while 98% of the Northeast border borders other countries such as China, Myanmar and Bangladesh. So therefore, this part of the country is covered by a large number of foreign countries, thereby reducing its contact with rest of India. The demographic invasion of Northeast started off in a planned manner almost 100 years back. The state today is that almost all the districts which are near the Bangladesh-India border today are 90% habitated by Bangladeshis. Same is the state with West Bengal also, where all the border districts today, the Bangladeshis are in majority. If you look at the map, this will show you as to what is the percentage of Bangladeshi population in this part. Please have a look at the map. have a look at the northeast. This is the northeast India before 1947. Up on the top is Bengal, on the top is Nepal, Bhutan, China, Myanmar, and of course the Bay of Bengal. The communications before 1947, which have been shown here, are all passing through the then East Bengal. So if you wanted to come to state of Tripura, you could come from Calcutta straight like this or like this. But after East Pakistan became independent or became East Pakistan, this is the area which went away to East Pakistan. So now our communications, if you have to come from Calcutta to Tripura, you have to now go around like this and come like this. So the distance is increased almost 7-fold, especially with regard to Tripura, Manipur and other states which are on the extreme of northeast, because this is all got blocked. So if we improve our relationship with Bangladesh, we should get a direct access from Calcutta to come into northeast. Another problem that has taken place is, initially when India got independence, there were only two states, the state of Assam and then the state of Tripura. The rest, all other states have come up after 1973. All the hilly states, like if you look at Arunachal Pradesh, it came up in 73, Nagaland in 63, Manipur in 73, Mizoram in 86, Meghalaya in 1973, and Sikkim of course much later. Sikkim has not been marked, but this is where Sikkim is. So basically Assam was the only state which was there at that point of time. Now these hilly states have a very small population, varying between 15 lakh to 25 lakh, while Assam has a population of 1.2 to 1.5 crores. Now if you look at the boundaries of the northeast India, again this is what is northeast India. You will find that it has boundaries with Bhutan, it has boundaries with China, it has boundaries with Myanmar and boundaries with Bangladesh. And if you go this side, here you have West Bengal. Even here the boundaries are more with Bangladesh than with the rest of the India. So if you see, just 2% of the border at the Siliguri corridor is basically linked up to Bangladesh. Just 2% of border, which is shown in white, is with rest of India, while 98% of the border is with the other countries. So that is the reason why this part of the country gets alienated from rest of India, because of bad communications and sharing far too much of border with the foreign countries. Now, as far as the demographic invasion of Northeast is concerned, it started off nearly 100 years back. And the state today is that all the border districts are today almost 90% habitated by the Bangladeshis, be it of Assam or be it of West Bengal. In addition to this, even the smaller states, the largest tribe today is Bangladeshis. It is by one estimate, there are no accurate estimates available as to what is the exact number of Bangladeshis which are in the country. But the estimates vary between 4 crores to 5 crores. 30% of population of Assam is Bangladeshi. Nearly 30 to 35% of West Bengal is Bangladeshi. And even other smaller states, large amount of Bangladeshis have migrated there. Not only this, but now the Bangladeshis are migrating to our metro cities, and it is estimated that number of Bangladeshis in Maharashtra may be in excess of 3 to 4 lakhs. So this is a kind of a demographic invasion that is taking place. We'll very briefly go into the history as to how this has happened. I am Brigadier Hemant Mahajan, who is put in nearly 37 years of service in the Indian Army. I was commissioned into 7 Maratha Light Infantry, one of the famous battalions of Indian Army, in June 1975. During my service, I have taken part on all the operations in which Indian Army participated from 1975 onwards. I have taken part on anti-terrorist operation in Jammu and Kashmir, anti-infiltration operations which Indian Army did again on the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. During the peak of terrorism in Punjab, we were involved in Operation Raksha in Punjab. In addition to this, I have served on the Rajasthan and the other Pakistani, Indo-Pakistan borders. I have served on the Indo-China borders, on the Indo-Myanmar borders, and we have taken part in various operations which took place, including serving in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. For all the action that we did in Kashmir, my battalion was awarded Unit Citation and about 19 gallantry awards. Again, when I was commanding a brigade in Jammu and Kashmir, again a lot of awards were won by my brigade. My last 4 years of my service in the Army, I joined Army War College, where I was teaching officers of the rank of colonels in the higher command course. After my retirement on 31st January 2009, I've been writing very regularly in various newspapers on various facets of national security, both in Marathi and in English. I've been taking part on various debates on the TV channels, in the Marathi TV channels, 24 hours news channels, Hindi TV channels, and also some of the English TV channels. In addition to this, we are taking part in many seminars based upon national security. I am a member of 2 think tanks, Center for Advanced Strategic Studies based in Pune and Forum for Integrated National Security, which is based in Bombay. One is involved in talking on various facets of national security, on many talks which are coordinated by various NGOs. For my service in the Army, I was awarded Yuddha Seva Medal for the good work that I had done, a gallantry award in Kashmir. In addition, I have been awarded Chief of Army Staff's Commendation Card. Swatantra Veer Savarkar Rashtriya Smarak asked me to I am on the working committee of Swatantra Veer Savarkar Rashtriya Smarak, and on their behalf we have produced some films covering various facets of national security. The films include India's external security, that is how we should deal with China and Pakistan. Second is how should we deal with our borders during peacetime with Bangladesh, with Nepal, Myanmar and Sri Lanka. How should we look after the coastal security? We face serious internal security problems. We have covered 4 of these. These are the extent the Naxalism in our country today is increasing exponentially. How do we counter the threat of Naxalism or Maoism? Kashmir proxy war is still going on. What else can we do in Kashmir? Northeast India is being converted into a Bangladesh. How do we meet the challenge of stopping Bangladeshization of Northeast? And how do we stop bomb blasts that are taking place in the rest of the country? All these films are in English. One film is in Marathi, in which we have spoken as to how do we take on the challenge of the Chinese dragon. In addition, there is one film on motivation. One young soldier, Lieutenant Vijayan Thapar, how he sacrificed his life. It's a film which will motivate the younger generation. I am sure that you will enjoy listening to these films, and you should pass it on to, you should pass on the contents of these videos to as many friends and relations as possible, so that the spirit of national security is imbibed by every citizen of the country. Jai Hind.